According to media reports, the Russians were kidnapped for extortion, but the criminals did not receive the money and killed the victims. Russian businessman Roman Novak, previously implicated in major cryptocurrency fraud cases, and his wife, Anna, have been murdered in the United Arab Emirates, 78RU reported. According to preliminary reports, the couple was kidnapped for extortion, but the perpetrators failed to achieve their goal and killed the hostages. Law enforcement agencies participated in the investigation, and the suspects, both Russian citizens, have already been detained. Roman and Anna Novak lost contact with their relatives about a month ago. Their phones were last detected on October 4 in the Hatta and Oman areas, and then in Cape Town, after which the devices stopped transmitting data. Later, the deceased woman's father and his wife flew to Dubai, where they picked up their minor grandchildren. According to a source, the kidnappers were hoping to extort a large sum from Novak's family, but, finding no funds on him, they murdered him and his wife. The investigation is ongoing, and details of the case have not been officially released. Roman Novak has previously been linked to cryptocurrency projects and fraudulent schemes. Specifically, he created the fast crypto transfer app Fintopio and attracted hundreds of millions of dollars in investment, promising partnerships with major IT companies. After receiving the funds, the businessmen disappeared, leaving employees without salaries and investors without their investments. Among the victims were entrepreneurs from China, the Middle East, and other countries. Relatives of the victims are refraining from public comment due to the ongoing investigation. It is noted that Novak has repeatedly attracted the attention of law enforcement agencies and the media, most recently in connection with the disappearance of $500 million received from investors under the guise of developing business projects. Israeli jets struck several towns in southern Lebanon on Thursday after ordering residents to leave, marking an escalation in their near-daily strikes on the country. According to Associated Press, the airstrikes came hours after militant group Hezbollah urged the Lebanese government not to enter negotiations with Israel. Israeli Arabic spokesperson Avichai Adri told residents in Taiba near the border, Tir Deba, located just east of the coastal city of Tyre, and Ida al-Jabal, in southern Lebanon, to flee 500 meters away from residential buildings they are targeting. It later issued more warnings for the towns of Zadar al-Sharqiya, where an explosion was seen after a strike as night fell, and Kfar Daunan. The Israeli military said it targeted military infrastructure for Hezbollah in those areas. It accused the group of rebuilding its capabilities almost a year after a US-brokered ceasefire went into effect that ended a months-long war. While most residents evacuated the threatened areas ahead of the strikes, Lebanon's health ministry reported one person wounded. The strikes came as Lebanese Prime Minister Nawaf Salam and his government met in Beirut to follow up on a plan drafted by the Lebanese military to disarm Hezbollah and other non-state armed groups in the country. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun has been critical of Israel's strikes and ongoing occupation of 5 hilltop points on Lebanese territory, but has said he is open to negotiations with Israel to end the tensions. In a statement read out on Al-Mana TV, which is controlled by the militant group, Hezbollah accused Israel of exploiting the government's statements to resume attacks. Israel says its near-daily strikes have targeted Hezbollah officials and military infrastructure, while the Lebanese government that has backed disarming Hezbollah say the strikes have targeted civilians and infrastructure unrelated to the Iran-backed group. The powerful group's military capabilities were severely damaged in Israel's intense air campaign over the country in 2024, but Hezbollah have yet to disarm, and its leader Sheikh Naim Qassem has said that the group will be ready to fight no matter how limited their capabilities might be. Both sides have accused each other of violating the ceasefire, which nominally ended the latest Israel-Hezbollah war last November. The conflict started after the October 7, 2023, Hamas-led attack on Israel that triggered the war in Gaza. Hezbollah began firing rockets into northern Israel in support of Hamas and the Palestinians, prompting Israeli airstrikes and artillery shelling in return. The low-level exchanges escalated into full-scale war in September 2024. Lebanon's health ministry has reported more than 270 people killed and around 850 wounded by Israeli military actions since the ceasefire took effect. As of October 9, the UN Human Rights Office had verified that 107 of those killed were civilians or non-combatants, said spokesperson Thamin al-Khitan. No Israelis have been killed by fire from Lebanon since the ceasefire. Hezbollah has claimed one attack since the agreement took effect.
الله يسلمك فجروا الدنيا بتضيع عنا هلا انتوا عم تحكي معي هلا دغري ايه والله الله اكبر ايه بتخالي يا حرام بتخالي ايه والله ايه بعد عني شوي ايه 100 متر يلا اوكي والله مش عارف اول صاروخ ما فقعش رجع الثاني يلا اوكي ماشي ماشي يلا اوكي يلا
The Israeli military says it has struck a number of sites across southern Lebanon. It says it is going after targets belonging to the Hezbollah militant group. Now, this is a reminder that almost a year after a ceasefire between these two bitter enemies, the situation remains quite volatile. Israel continues to occupy and hold 5 hilltop outposts in southern Lebanon. It also has continued to carry out airstrikes nearly every day. It says these airstrikes are aimed at preventing Hezbollah from rearming and rebuilding. But inside Lebanon, officials say that many of these strikes have killed civilians and hit civilian targets. These latest airstrikes are among the heaviest that we've seen. They also were preceded by evacuation orders. That was a target that we often saw during the war, where Israel would order people to flee areas ahead of heavy airstrikes. Now, Hezbollah suffered heavy losses during that war last year. It has so far refrained from striking back at Israel, yet inside Lebanon it continues to resist calls to disarm. It also has criticized Lebanon's president for expressing a willingness to negotiate with Israel. That could set the stage for further tensions with Israel and continued Israeli military activity inside Lebanon.